The Chicago Bears have waived 9 players today as they attempt to get their roster down to the required 53 by tomorrow at 3 p.m. Chicago time. We're going to talk about all and more right after this.
Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. We got Big Kev in the building and
What's the
myself,
word?
Haize. Hey, listen, you know, the out of the whole group, me and you podcast, just me and you, the least amount.
Yeah.
The least amount possible. Like, so it's always good when me and you get to chop it up between outlooks. Now somebody else is coming, so now they ruining the statistic.
We had our seconds of shine, my guy.
Yeah, we had our second to shine. But the Chicago Bears have waived 9 players today. They've waived John Jackson, Peter LeBlanc, J. Tyree Carter, Jerome Cavan, Michael Drumfer, Jaylon Hutchings, Paul Mola, Javin White, and Quindell Johnson. None of these are too surprising. All kind of back end of the roster players. Nobody that really stands out as like a shock here at all. Now, I will say maybe the closest thing to it is Jaylon Hutchings because they just signed him. But, you know, it is what it is there. What's going on, Steve-O?
What up, Steve-O?
You got dogs barking in your background, bro. What you breeding pit bulls?
That ain't my damn dog.
Oh, that wasn't yours? Oh, that's Kev. But with that
look
said,
like he got 2 Rottweilers.
That's what I'm saying. Kev looked like he got some like a Cane Corso, something dramatic, bro.
Nah,
like,
just a German Shepherd mix.
Oh, okay.
She up there playing with
from
my
the island, from the islands of Caucasus.
Hold on, man. She up there tweaking.
You good, bro? It ain't that bad. But I throw to you then, Steve, since Kev was handling his business. So what do you think about the Waive players so far?
I didn't see everybody that I didn't want to see on here. It's perfect. Everybody that really didn't do much in the preseason, we didn't hear about it, or whether they was dealing with injuries, they kind of end up on this list, and it is what it is. Like I feel like after the last like 3 years of cuts, this is probably the best cut day I've seen. Because, like I've said, we've been disappointed multiple times. We've seen some people that put some solid production out there, and we don't end up signing them. Basically, everybody we've been saying up until this point that we hope make your team, from Reddy to Daniel Hardy to Agbaminga, Baskerville, all those type of players, especially most of the DBs that kept in the room. Hey, this team finna be a motherfucker. Like, we really much kept everybody that was doing damage in that preseason, so I'm very happy with it. It's shown. I'm seeing growth from the front staff. Like, I'm just seeing a lot of it. Like, you're seeing Poles learn from his mistakes, and most importantly, you seeing Flus is really starting to learn from his mistakes. And I think a big deal with this is this new coaching staff as well that's brought into it. It's a whole different squad. So yeah, I'm happy to see it.
Yes, sir. What's up, chat? Everybody in the chat, I see you down there, Jay Capone. Yeah, nothing surprising. I guess, you know, they didn't like what they were seeing from what's his name? Jatire? How you say his name?
Jatire.
Jatire. That is, man.
Jatire.
Bro, listen, if nobody else listens to anything I say, I know I say some wild shit. Stop putting apostrophes in your goddamn kids' names. I know that makes me seem old. Stop putting apostrophes in your kids' names. That's just anyway. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kev.
Jatire Carter. I kind of you know, from what I've been reading up on about him, you know, the Bears drafted him back in 2022. And, you know, he could find his way to the practice squad. But other than him, because they do still need depth at pretty much every position on the offensive line, just for injury purposes. But besides him, I don't even know some of these dudes. I ain't going to even lie. Some of those dudes' names, I'm like, oh, who? Who is that guy? But they back of the roster. And you know, and they got to, you know what I was thinking about as I was driving home from work? That these guys got to have, like, summer camp with a bunch of, you know, with their homies. Like, they was kicking it. They went to the training camp. They played in some games. They probably was staying in dorms and making memories and all of that. But they knew they weren't going to make the team. They just got to be a part of something that's hopefully going to be very special. And they can say that they helped contribute to a team as they started their trajectory toward being a great team, you know?
That's a fact. That's a fact. So with this now, the Bears roster stands at 78 players. We got 25 more cuts coming between now and 3 p.m. tomorrow.
What the hell? What?
Nigga, you
What?
bad for typing shit. Stop typing shit.
Why, bro?
Stop typing shit. We did not need Evie did not need to know all that damn information.
At all,
Hey,
bro.
leave my auntie alone. She all right. She good. Let her speak for
You
herself.
leave her alone. The
No. Anyway, 25 more cuts are needed between now and 3 p.m. tomorrow. We've all kind of talked about it. There's no real surprises, I don't think. I mean, it's a possibility, but I don't expect any big surprises. I think when you look at it, though, I said on today's Daily, the Chicago Bears cornerback room may be the deepest position in all of football to get into the rotation right now.
Mm-hmm.
It may be. We got so much talent at that cornerback position. It's crazy.
Facts. Like it really showed like that, like and it's almost I feel real good about it because, like, you know, to me, even though that big 2018 secondary was to me it was all right. A lot of people, I feel like a lot of people overhype it. I wasn't a big fan of it. I always wanted us to improve it because I want to see a completely shut down, well-rounded defense, not just somebody that's real good at the D line, subpar in other sections. I want us to be real rounded, and with this being the depth, cornerbacks get hurt, so you need to have somebody on standby, multiple, 3 to 4, almost.
Our safeties looking solid too, though. Like they deep.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
safety room's deep too. That's
It's
a fact.
That's what I'm saying.
Crazy
fact.
that defensive backfield, bro. Jesus.
Hey, I'm calling it now. We gonna lead the lead in celebration turnovers. I promise you.
Oh yeah, facts. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Like the D line, it's crazy to say, especially going for 2018. Probably the D line is probably the weakest of our whole offense. I mean, our whole defense.
Yeah.
So,
T-Miles
and we're probably one motherfucker away from the D line being that line. So,
yeah.
hey.
I mean, really, when you look at this, like the questions the players that have the most questions that I'd be most surprised by, like I want to make sure I stay Reddy Stewart. I think that you got to keep Reddy Stewart. He's a takeaway machine. Like, but it comes down between him and Greg Stroman Jr. And unfortunately, Greg Stroman Jr. started the game for you and looked damn good last year. So, and then I think one of the questions as well is, do the Bears only carry 2 quarterbacks to add another roster spot maybe at some other depth position because they could, and then keep one in the practice squad? Go ahead.
Now let me ask you about that because I thought I saw something that said the emergency quarterback thing that they brought out got vetoed. So it kind of changed the whole, because it was something about the emergency quarterback, but I think they only going to keep 2 quarterbacks, and then they'll have that third one either as the emergency or on the practice squad.
Yeah.
And that opens up a spot because they got too many options. It's a good problem to have, but the Bears really have too many options. And honestly, I don't know. Yes, I think the other day I was still saying that Velus Jones Jr. might have earned his spot. But after thinking on it again, like he might not have either. Like you thinking that that's probably another roster spot that's going to be available as well.
So what Kev was talking about, and I didn't even read this, it says the rule reverts to 2023 parameters, which state that an emergency third quarterback must be on the 53-man roster as one of the 2 standard evaluations per week. An elevated QB would be active for the game rather than in the emergency role. A player can be activated 3 times per season. So see, if I'm understanding that correctly, you have to have 3 quarterbacks on your 53-man roster. Are they saying then you have a flex as a 4th quarterback?
That's what it sounds like, right? That's crazy.
Hell, Austin might have a job at the end of this shit. Looking like it. Austin might be, and I'm cool with it. Like,
I think either way, it's going to be Bajan and Ripping.
It's definitely what I'm saying, but like my whole point is, we seen what happened to be more than 1 year when they went through 3 quarterbacks and they had the damn wide receiver. I don't want that to ever be an option, and it's possible. So why just not eliminate all possibilities of things? Like we seen what he and Pose did it with the D tackle. He said, "I'm not comfortable. Somebody just got hurt. Let me go trade for a D tackle." Like he's gonna show up all the things, and that's probably why he's having a difficult day. He probably talking about it right now. What DBs he want to let go because he can't bring them all with him, even though he want to.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. They're asking in the chat, what about between Travis Homers and Velus Jones?
Fuck
Homer gotta
Travis
go,
Homer.
bro.
Like I said,
And
if it
that's
comes
crazy that I reverted to that. It's crazy that I'm saying.
if it comes between those two, it's Velus to me, only because Kari Blasingame could do every single thing that Travis Homer could do.
Better.
Yeah. So
Times 10.
He
Blocker,
blocked better.
runner,
Exactly. He
smarter.
catch. Yeah, he's a football player. A
And
complete football player.
he been in the league way longer than him too.
Yeah, Homer
So.
trash. If you can't make it as a running back on Seattle when Pete Carroll was still there, you can't make it nowhere,
He
Jack.
couldn't
Like
make it on a damn special team. That's why we got the motherfucker.
exactly, but like when he got drafted by Seattle, like because Seattle literally put anybody out there, they're gonna get some yards, and Travis Homer couldn't, so he can go.
Yeah.
Let me ask you all this. So I'm gonna go through some names here. We're gonna say, do they make the final roster or not before we get up out of here? Larry Borum, is he on the final 53-man roster?
Probably.
Is it gonna be him or Bill Murray? Because they keeping Burt Murray too, right?
I think it's Bill Murray. If I had to pick, I think it's only because this comes down to business. Is that Bill Murray and Larry Borum, the difference between them isn't that much, but Larry Borum is going to make $3 million this season, and if you cut him, you only have to pay $30,000. Only $30,000 of that converts to dead money. Mm-hmm. So that's my pick would be Larry Borum's probably not on this roster.
And he just got hurt, so
that too. So
maybe I'm not a Larry Borum fan, so he go. I'm cool.
Okay, that's fair.
That nigga
Next
got a superintendent name, by the way.
That's
go ahead.
Brendan Bates. Brendan Bates. He was the third highest rated tight end in all of preseason per Football.
He gone. Him and Carlson gone. They're not keeping 4 tight ends. They
practice squad.
If Sweeney ain't making, that nigga ain't making.
Okay, fair. All right. Next up, Micah Baskerville.
I think he got a good chance.
Okay.
What position Baskerville playing?
Linebacker. I'm gonna be honest. It is funny. I'm gonna be honest. He didn't play no starters. We got to see what he played against starters. But based off what he been doing, it's more of what we're getting from somebody like C-Dub's son.
So they're getting rid of Amen Agbang.
That's what I say. It comes down to those two. So like basically, you're looking at Noah Sewell, who I think they're going to give the edge because they're not going to give up on a player they drafted with only one full NFL season. That's just not Ryan Pose's way. So it's going to come down to Amen or Micah Baskerville. So
don't Micah Baskerville get the most turnovers between the two?
Yes.
I think they going Micah. That's what they value more.
Yeah, Agbang Baminga gonna be up out of there. Even though
Baminga is crazy.
But he did have a solid training camp. Like
he gonna be on somebody's team.
Yeah.
He gonna be one of these dudes. Definitely gonna be on somebody's team, regardless. Though.
That's a fact. Next up, Colin Johnson, who had a big game, the Hall of Fame game, but unfortunately has been nothing but injured since then. We have not seen him really since then. This one game in preseason, albeit a great game, is it enough to give him the nod over DeAndre Carter?
I say yeah, because especially if they still keeping Dante Pettis. Because I think Pettis should be the one on the outside looking in to be 100.
I don't remember shit. Carter did.
Yeah,
not even gonna lie to you.
I don't think Carter did much, but he's a special team. I think they had him returning punts mostly. So like that's really what they would keep him on the roster for is punt returns. But I don't know. I think it sucks for Colin Johnson. I want to see him on this team because we said it all summer. You can't teach height, and that dude showed a skill set that we just haven't seen in Chicago since who? Since Brandon Marshall?
See, I'm on some GM shit. I signed the motherfucker and end up converting him to tight end after goddamn Mercedes Lewis retired. Think about it. He's 6'6", 220. If he's a decent blocker, we see him be a gunner, so he's athletic enough. If he put on 30 pounds, that's a tight end.
If I'm taking a flyer on any one of these guys, it's Colin Johnson.
People that converted to a tight end did that before.
It's Colin Johnson. If it's between Pettis, DeAndre Carter, and Johnson, I'm taking Johnson. I'm taking the dude that looked like Megatron for a game. I'm taking him.
a half. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right. This is the big one. Daniel Hardy, Dominique Robinson.
Daniel Hardy.
Yeah, to me, it's no question.
I would say Hardy, but for some reason they like Dominique Robinson. Like they keep
Matt
talking
Eberflus
about
just
him.
brought him up in a press conference last week.
They keep
now that was
talking
before
about
they traded for Darryl Taylor, but he did bring him up. So
I don't care. It's Daniel Hardy. If I see Daniel Hardy on the cut sheet, I'm gonna have some words.
Yeah, I mean, and listen, I hope that Daniel Hardy makes the final roster as well. The thing is, he's had such a good preseason. I don't even know if he has to wait 24 hours before a team picks him.
Oh no, they would snatch him up quick.
Yeah, he's gonna get snatched up quick. Yeah, and then the only other one is Reddy Stewart, but I think we all agree that Reddy Stewart needs to be on this roster. So
that's the most, like, if there's a list of people to stay outside the cut list, he shouldn't be number one.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, honestly, because the mixture between youth and the fact that you want ball hawks on this team, he wouldn't even be the person that I'm looking at cutting. Honestly, it'll come down between Jaylon Jones and Greg Stroman Jr. before it's Reddy Stewart to me. But I'm not the coach, so
I'm taking him over Jaylon and Greg. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens, man. Any other thoughts? Any other ideas? Anything before we get up out of here, fellas?
No, I just saw somebody comment though that Justin Fields is going to start. I didn't hear that. I think they haven't made a choice yet. At least not from what I've seen.
I mean, if he does, it helps the Bears. We get that 6 to turn into a 4th.
Oh yeah, go ahead and start, my guy. Go ahead and start. What about did we talk about the running backs from Roschon? He's solid. He's solid on the team. He making it.
He ain't getting cut.
Yeah, they're not good, and only because now if he was in like a 3rd year, 4th year, I think he'd be gone because he just hasn't been able to stay on the field. But I think that what we've seen from this front office, I mean, we're seeing it with Velus now. They're not going to give up on guys that they draft before they give them every opportunity to get to earn a spot on this team. And I think with 1 year. Roschon ain't going nowhere.
And Rojo was a 2nd round pick.
Yeah, no, he was.
He
was like 4th or 5th.
He was high. I know he was higher on the higher side.
High enough. I mean, he was solid at Texas, coming behind.
So there is an article out here saying that Justin Fields has real support in the Steelers building.
I did see that.
So we'll see.
But he still ain't announced who started.
Yeah,
that ain't my team. I don't give a damn.
Hey, Reggie B talking about some Sierra Drain and Russell Wilson.
Listen,
that's why his ass trash.
Wilson, Russ just needs to retire. Like, you've accomplished everything that you've accomplished, bro. Like, go retire. You want to
anomaly.
You want to focus on being a father and a husband anyway. And I don't mean that as a slight. That's great. You've done everything that you need to do in this game of football. You ain't got nothing left to prove, my boy.
But we could tell you don't give a damn no more.
You trying to secure a little bit more money on the way out. That's it.
Yeah, true. I mean, he does have the chance to maybe mentor Fields, right? Like now he has that chance of maybe a year of mentoring Fields. So
that ain't the motherfucker I want mentoring him.
He could give us some pointers. He's a Super Bowl winning champion now. Like, we're not gonna just act like Russell Wilson.
Guide him away from white women.
If that's the motherfucker we want, first of all, we really want to break down to it. Super Bowl winning, he didn't do much in that damn Super Bowl. The defense was a motherfucker, and they ran the ball.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I still give Russell Wilson more credit than that. Like, he has what it takes to give some type of pointers.
He could give pointers, but I don't want no motherfucker that is known as not a great teammate. No.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I can understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And how the hell your running back don't have your phone up? Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I go on the rant.
I feel you.
That's hilarious. That's funny.
Punk ass nigga.
How you gonna say let me stop and then go there? That's crazy.
That's some foo-foo ass shit. I'm sorry. I don't like foo-foo shit. I don't like it. I don't like people like that.
That's funny. But yeah, that's it, man. Let us know down below whether you're watching this live or watching this after the fact. Who are some of the players that you think could be cut? Who would you be surprised if they're cut? Yeah, let us know all that down below. You guys know if they're big. I think with the Bears announcing 9 cuts all at once, that they're probably done for today, but it doesn't mean that they are. If news drops, we drop. So you already know what that means. I'm already expecting to have to do maybe a late night 10 p.m. episode. So we'll see what happens there. You guys can follow us at Shy Bears Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. chicagobearscentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. And Chi-Town up, Bear down. And now I have to wait. So I don't know if y'all been noticing this since Restream revamped. Like, it'll cut the video off 5 seconds after, like.
Oh yeah,
before
I
the
was
end.
meaning to tell you.
You gotta
that,
leave a
yeah.
second. So here now y'all just gotta stare at our face for a little bit. Peace out.